Good morning! Today we drove all the way from the east to the west of the Netherlands, still all the way in the south. We drove from Limburg to Zeeland, which is a coast province, and we are walking in the dunes today. And we took this long drive because today we're picking up a second-hand kick bike from a friend of mine, because Jordi was interested in trying bike-uring or step-uring. So it's a fun day. We are doing a 7.5k hike right now in the dunes, and then we're grabbing lunch somewhere and probably doing another short hike or some geocaching before we head over to my friend to pick up the kick bike. So today, Mojo and Venus are muzzled. Why were they not muzzled before? Because we couldn't buy these muzzles that we wanted because they weren't in stock. We ordered them as soon as they came in stock. And Hunter isn't muzzled for a different reason. Okay, so these dogs are Staffords. They are predisposed to dog aggression, and though they can quietly and calmly walk past dogs and alongside dogs, if they are challenged, they will start an actual fight, and chances are they will win the fight. And we are responsible owners. We always keep the dogs leashed where they have to be, and sadly other people think about that differently, and they let their dogs not only off the lead where it's not allowed, but the dogs often also don't really listen. Now Now Jordi can pick up Hunter whenever he wants because the dogs are very small, but I usually walk two of them. And it's not always possible to prevent a dog from interacting with ours. So I decided, why not try and take the most responsible route and muzzle the both of them, even though it's not necessary per se. Should people keep their dogs leashed or under control? It shouldn't have been necessary, but sadly people don't. And if another dog approaches us, it shouldn't take the brunt, shouldn't take damage of its owner's decisions. Even though sometimes we do kick a dog away, we will protect it doing that because it won't get stuck in our dog's jaws. But yeah, that's the long and short of it. I will do a muzzle training video and I will explain the full reasoning behind a muzzle in a different video. But yeah, keep in mind we don't do it because our dogs actively approach dogs to attack them. We don't do it because our dogs are reactive, and which isn't bad, by the way. I mean, there are many reactive dogs and they are there for many reasons. Our dogs just don't appreciate being approached, and the chances of them starting a fight are quite big. So yeah, wanted to get that in the video as at the start. But yeah, Hunter is not wearing one, even though his decision would be the same. Jordi can easily pick him up, so we want to prevent any interactions anyways that will make him more excited. So if like a big dog runs at us, we would pick him up anyways. It's just Jordi's preference not to muzzle him, and I fully understand it. It's just not possible to lift two dogs, so that's why they are both muzzled and on a short leash. Now the Netherlands has quite some coastal region, but since we don't live close, You don't see us walking there too often. We particularly like walking in forests as well, but since we were on our way to pick up the kick bike, we thought we might as well do a walk in the coastal region. It would be nice for you guys as well to see what this area of the Netherlands looks like. And as you might have also noticed, is that I'm wearing a new coat, and so is Jordi. We were recently sent a parcel by Arak Outdoor, and yeah, we're trying out their original jacket today, which is, it's so warm. And so far it seems to be waterproof because we had a long walk in the rain as well already. And underneath I'm wearing one of their fleece jackets. We're not wearing their pants today, their trousers. We'll save that for a colder day because today it's fairly warm. But yeah, I am so far enjoying having a good winter coat. I was really due a new coat actually, so the timing was perfect. And I really like the color as well. I like the more toned down color types. I'm not really into like bright pink or anything like that. And I really like Jordi's one as well. As you can see, the girls don't really mind their muzzle. The training process went quite quickly and I made a lot of footage of that, but I will film an instruction video for you as well to see, just to explain how we did the training. But it kind of depends on the dog, of course, how well it goes. We just wanted to show you how we did it. And, yeah, it took us about a weekend or so, I think 3 or 4 days. We practiced and then we used it on a long hike and it went totally fine. My friend told me to watch out because there's quite a bit of game here that is not shy. She was right. I don't know if you can see them. If any of you are wondering, we're using a Garmin Fenix Pro to map our hikes. It's a watch that you can use for hiking perfectly. It's very convenient, a lot better than having a handheld GPS because it's a lot more easy to hold it. You don't have to put it in your pocket and stuff like that. So difficult for her to stand still without whining. Always has been, always will. Her daughter does the same, but a little bit more extreme.
Goed zo. 20, gaven. Goed zo. Goed zo, Jochie. Ja, goed zo. Huh? Goed gedaan, hè? Nee.
Should I lift you? Come. I just filmed the view from up on that tower, and when we climb and descend stairs like that, we always have to lift Mojo because she has elbow dysplasia, and hip dysplasia. so her arthritis makes it very difficult for her to do climbs like that. So to keep her comfortable, we lift her. It's not always easy because these stairs were quite steep and these steps were not so deep, but yeah, we managed. Right, Mojo? So we're now just eating some biscuits that my grandma sent over to my mum, and she brought us a bag yesterday. And they're like Christmas to me. They're what to me sums up Christmas. So this circle is not the typical shape. They're quite crumbly, soft and very sweet cookies. And she always makes them around Christmas time. In this weather, this coat is warm enough to even wear like a t-shirt underneath. And I've got their fleece under, which I maybe should have only done when it's like around freezing point. But I'm very comfortable today. That's good. And the color perfectly matches my shoe, not my socks. They're blue, but my shoes really match the olive green. Come on, John. Come on. It just went away. There was a roe deer there. That's what they smelled. Right, now that is a game bred terrier. Venus, Venus, Venus. Kom. Kom, dat is een vogeltje, meis. Kom maar. So, big reason why these two are not off lead together in areas where it's allowed is because they rile each other up. Now, of course, when they see game, they go a bit crazy. Venus, come. And in the forest, I allow them to because it's part of the breed I bought. I knew it in advance, and though it can sometimes be frustrating, I don't really want to tone down all of their terrierness because I also need it in the sport and because it's normal to them. And it just lets them be them. And some people will look at this and think, oh my god, you have to train your dog. But when we walk in the city, in our village, they are completely fine, normal, calm, and walk next to us. And in the forest, they just get to be who they were bred to be. Might not look appealing, but they had their fun in a safe way because the roe deer wasn't close enough to be touched or anything. We stayed on the path. They're wearing their muzzles. They're tied to me on a short leash, but they got to follow their nose for a bit. And as you can hear, Venus needs a different harness. It pushes into her trachea. And I actually bought some leather to make a harness for Hunter for the step-earing on the kick bike. And we'll see if that turns out nice. I'll make one for the girls as well. And I got an email actually off our last video asking what my dogs the car attached to because I'm not holding the leash. So that's a hiking belt. I don't particularly like this one. It's a 0DC one. I think I'll go for the non-stop one that these harnesses are by as well. We need a more comfortable one. But yeah, so this is what they're sometimes allowed to do. Pull like maniacs, and it will make them sleep on the way back. Miss, kom. We are nearly back at the car. Around 10 minutes left. And then we should have had around 8 kilometers. And then we were off to have some lunch. We drove the furthest bit this morning. We're driving back in the direction of my friend's place where we're picking up the kick bike. And on the way there, we'll stop off somewhere to have our lunch. Support a local restaurant because the catering industry is quite down due to the pandemic. Right now they're allowed to open until 5. Which isn't great. Jordi's restaurant is also suffering because of it. Well, the restaurant that Jordi works at. Mojo tried to pick something off the ground there. So yeah, if the restaurant's open, we should hope then we'll have our lunch there. So yeah, that's relatively close to my friend, and then it should be another 1 hour and 45 minutes drive back home. We'll be home quite late, and we left at around, I think, 7:45 or something. So it's a long day, but we really like spending those first few days of the week active. We're almost back. Hi, Auntie. Yeah. Oh, I thought our car was cool, but that one. Whoa. Gonna have a look to see if we can have food over there, because we're quite hungry already. So we just had lunch and then drove 20 minutes to an area closer to the coast, and I think you'll see the beach in a bit as well. We don't have a route planned here. We want to do some geocaching, but apparently Jordi's watch doesn't allow for it. The Garmin GPS, the handheld GPS that we had, it did have a setting just for geocaching, and this one doesn't have that. So we'll have a look at that at home to see if there's any way that we can do some geocaching on it. Would only be our second time. We haven't really done it before, so yeah. But for now, we just decided to go in the same area that we wanted and just walk around, and until we don't want to anymore, and then drive over to my friends and pick up the gig bike. Just took some pictures, me and the dogs, me and the girls, and we were almost at the beach. We used to live next to the beach when we lived in Dublin, Ireland, and it's been a while since going there with the dogs, and absolutely miss it. We used to go into the park in the winter every morning, and onto the beach and the dunes in summer and spring.
Van deze laatste. Dit is lek.